Cherry blossom season is here and it is absolutely one of my most favourite times of year. I just love the flowers. And to celebrate, I'm doing a little miniature craft kit in a tiny little tin. The craft kit comes with lots of tiny pieces and you have to assemble them together. And when it's all done, you get this beautiful little miniature scene in a little tin and it lights up and it's very cute. It comes with all the instructions and everything you need, and you just basically take your time putting things together. And this particular one is very small and tiny. You have to make little miniature plants, little miniature buildings, there's little miniature characters, and once you've spent a cozy afternoon enjoying making it, you just have this beautiful cherry blossom keepsake to have out on display, which is absolutely lovely, and it celebrates the season of spring. So this is my miniature so far, and I've got the main little building in, and actually you can see how small it is because look, that's my hand. I've put the main little building in and I basically have to add some blossom trees in this gap, but I've still got a few things to do at the bottom, like some detailing, and next I'm going to do a stone path. If you're wondering, my hands are absolutely covered in glue, but it's just the fun of it, isn't it? But yeah, I thought I'd film it because I'm probably going to make a mess of it, but that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? But I've got a really small bag of gravel and I basically need to sprinkle that onto there and make the little path. It's a bit difficult to do the craft and film the craft at the same time, but basically it's a bunch of little tiny bits of grit, and I don't think that's a very good idea. I think I'm going to just pinch it and put it on like that. I'm just trying to line up the grit so it looks a bit more pretty, because it looks a bit like a construction site at the moment. But yeah, there's a whole range of this series. This is the only one I have actually, but I've seen online that there's like ones of them at the beach, there's ones of them at the fun fair, and they're quite easy to do actually, these ones, compared to my other miniatures. Because it's so small, there's not a lot to do on it. Like once you've made that, you're kind of done, apart from sticking in the odd bit. And I'd say I've probably done so far about 6 hours on this, but I've not been rushing, because there's no point in rushing. It's for enjoyment, isn't it? It's just for something to pass the time and have a nice time. But yeah, whereas some of my other kits I've spent like 30 to 40 hours on, depending what they are and how big they are. But this one's definitely all right as like a beginner friendly one. I think they're made by CUTEROOM, these ones. But yeah, no problems with them. Okay, we have a little path, but I just want to kind of neaten it up, and then I'll be adding some more details on as well. I've been slowly adding some more details on, and I've put a bit of like moss and things, and I've just added like some plants and the little shelving unit. And I basically now just have to add in all the blossoms, and it basically comes with like this large bit that you can cut down into smaller pieces. Or I don't know if that's in focus, and you're meant to like stick them around the edge to fill it in. And I've got my photo for reference, so when it's done it should look like that. And then obviously it will light up as well, but I'm going to do it as a time lapse because obviously if it takes me an hour to do it, I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch an hour of me sticking blossoms on, so I'll do it as a time lapse. Okay, so I'm just about finished. I need to get batteries because I don't have any batteries of this size. And then I just need to stick the little people in, but that's how it's looking. How about he stands in the garden next to the pond? But Okay, so what I'm doing now is just gluing in the little creatures into their spots. I decided to glue them in because the instructions say not to do that so that you can move them around, but I think they're so small and tiny. If you happen to ever drop this off of a shelf, you'll never find the pieces again. I'm just trying to glue in the little boy one into his spot so that he's stuck in, and just going to super glue him. And then all I need really is just the batteries, and it's got lights around the edge and lights in their little house. So I will put a clip of it all lit up and as it's finished thing. But I always look forward to seeing them lit up actually, because they're so small and tiny, you wouldn't even think that these little things can light up, but they do. And actually, some of them play music. This one doesn't, but I've got another kit that I'm working on at the moment, which I kind of abandoned it to do this one because the other one seemed really complicated. And that one is going to play 4 different songs. It's got a little music box on it. Right, we're glued in, and I will put you some clips of the finished result. It always amazes me, and it's just so magical how they all light up and they just come to life. I put my new miniature with all of my others on the side, and to see them all lit up is just such a magical experience. And actually, if you would like a full tour of all of the miniatures I've made, please let me know and I'll do another video. But for now, I'm going to be showing you one of the embroidery pieces that I've been working on recently, and it took me between 32 and 33 hours to complete. And it's basically a scene of spring flowers with the ocean, and there's a couple of boats, and you're like looking out onto the sea. And again, it was just really peaceful to make it, and it celebrates the season of flowers and spring. So here I'm just very gently washing the embroidery piece just to get rid of any like dirt buildup or anything, because I worked on it over a long period of time. So obviously where it's been sitting out, it could have a bit of dirt. And then I just patted it dry and I left it out in the sun to air dry, and then I'm going to frame it. And now for the exciting part. I'm just about to frame my finished embroidery piece and put it into the hoop. And this is my 3rd embroidery piece, but I particularly enjoyed doing this one a lot, and I enjoyed all of the colours and everything, and the vibrancy of the sea and the plants and everything. And it took me about 32.5 hours to complete it, even though it's really small. If you see my hand for scale, it's not very big at all. But I really did enjoy doing this piece of art, and I can't wait to have it on the wall. I'm just trying to stretch out the material a bit so that it's right in the center, and then I'll tighten it a bit more. Okay, it doesn't tighten anymore, so I think we're good. This is it in the hoop, but obviously I need to finish the back because I have all of this excess material. So I will finish the back and then I will show you it hanging on the wall.